Welcome to Module 5, Lesson 4. You're going to go to page 128. Our I can statement is, I can show the value of a 3-digit number in different ways. In this lesson, we're going to look at other ways of interpreting each digit. So let's look at our build understanding. There are 163 birds at the animal park. We're going to show that number in 2 different ways. So we have 2 sections here to draw. The first one we're going to draw to show the number using hundreds, tens, and ones, just like we've been doing in all of the other ones. There are 163 birds. Now, if you look at letter B, it says to draw to show the number using only tens and ones. So what do we do with this 100? We can't use a 100 block here. We need to only use tens and ones. Well, what is 100 equal to? If you remember, 100 is equal to 10 tens. So we're going to take this 100 block and draw 10 tens. Hey, remember, this is still equal to 100. We're just representing it as 10 tens. Now we need to bring the rest of our number. So we have another 6 tens and 3 ones. Let's look at the rest of this problem. Letter C asks us to look at our first drawing, the one that looks like the drawings we've been doing. Write the hundreds, tens, and ones. How many hundreds do you see in our first drawing? 100, 6 tens, and 3 ones. So now look at the second drawing that we did under letter B. How many hundreds do you see? Do we have any hundreds blocks? We have 0 hundreds blocks. How many 10 rods do we have? You should have found that we have 16 tens. And we still have 3 ones. So what does this tell us? 106 tens is equal to 16 tens. Let's try another problem. Ian collects pebbles from the beach. He has 212 pebbles in his collection. Draw to show the number using hundreds, tens, and ones. So go ahead and draw the number with hundreds flats, tens rods, and ones cubes. You should look something like this. 200, 110, 2 ones, 212. Now for letter B, we need to think about another way to draw this number. We can regroup these hundreds as tens. So I know that each 100 block will be equal to 10 tens. So for my first 100, I'll draw my 10 tens. Then for my second 100 slot, I will draw another 10 tens. All right, I need to bring the rest of my number down. One more 10 and 2 ones. Looking at our drawing under letter A, we need to write it as hundreds, tens, and ones. It's equal to 2 hundreds, 1 10, and 2 ones. Now look at the second drawing we just did. Do we have any hundreds flats? No, we do not. But how many tens do we have? There's a lot of 10 sticks that we drew. How many tens are there? You should have found there were 21 tens and 2 ones. Now we could have also found that without counting each of those tens, right? If we know that 100 is equal to 10 tens, then 200s is equal to 20 tens. And then we would have had to add that one final 10 to find our 21 tens. Let's look at the check understanding. Stephanie has 124 seashells. Write the number as hundreds, tens, and ones in 2 ways. So in the first one, think about how we would write it in all the lessons previously. And then in the second one, think about how we would write that with 0 hundreds. How could we regroup those hundreds? Pause the video if you need any more time. Your first way should look like 100, 2 tens, 4 ones. So now let's think if we have 0 hundreds. This 100 is equal to 10 tens. So in total, our 10 tens plus our 2 tens would give us 12 tens and 4 ones. Now there's another way we could write this. What if I thought about these 12 tens as ones? How many total ones are in the number? 124 ones.